talk about?
Well, I don't know they're at an inflection point, but I think it's a difficult spot to be in, and they got to work it out.
And what do you hope the Prime Minister will do on that particular law?
I hope he walks away from it. What do you say?
He said something like...
Like many strong supporters of Israel, I'm very concerned. And I'm concerned that they get this straight. They cannot continue down this road. And I've sort of made that clear. Hopefully the Prime Minister will act in a way that he's going to try to work out some genuine compromise, but that remains to be seen. We're not interfering. They know my position. They know America's position. They know the American Jewish position. Anyway.
Do you believe that Prime Minister Netanyahu is going to go ahead? Thank you.
Nothing's really changed. It's still ongoing. It just got pushed. But the fact that he really we were able to do something with these protests, with these pressures, with these strikes. It's really going to make a difference if we just keep going, keep up the pressure. It's the only thing that we can do, and it showed that it is working. And so it's really meaningful to be here.
I don't trust Netanyahu. He's lied so many times. He has absolutely no credit whatsoever. The second reason is he provided a private militia to the Secretary or Minister of Homeland Security. I have no idea what that means, but it doesn't sound good. We already have a police force with good legislation. He just gave this guy his own private militia. And third, already today in the morning, he put back legislation that should have been put off the table back on the table, which is just a classic Netanyahu move, which shows just how much lack of credibility he has.
We want to live where there's democracy. So of course I'm doing it for her. I'm doing it for her future, that she's going to have the same opportunities here that she would have in Europe, where we're from. Of course it's for her. Everything here is for her.
Yes, I think things will go back to normal. There were democratic elections, and a number of parties won. I mean, it wasn't just one party, it wasn't just Netanyahu. It was a coalition, and is a coalition of different groups. And Israel is a very democratic country. Jewish people are very democratic. We talk, we yell, but we do discuss things, and we really don't employ violence. I've lived in other countries where there are dictatorships and totalitarian regimes, and Israel is not one of them. So.
I think if the government gives up at this point because of these stupid protests, then the protesters are winning. I think there needs to be reform, just like 70% of the nation thinks there needs to be a reform, because their decisions are not in the interest of people that live in Israel, those who actually know. And Like I said, I think a lot of the youth are just misguided.
You know, I work in Sarona, around that place, and it's a bit hard to get after work to home. So I just want this protest to stop, to make my life easy.
We insist on the need to bring forth the necessary amendments to the judicial system and will allow the opportunity to achieve them through a wide consensus. It is an utmost worthy cause. Therefore, out of national responsibility, out of the will to prevent the rift in the nation, I have decided to suspend the second and third readings of the law in this term of the Knesset in order to allow the time to reach that wide consensus ahead of legislation during the next Knesset. This way or the other, we will bring a reform that will reinstate the lost balance between the authorities while preserving, and I will add strengthening civil rights.
בושה! בושה! חברים, אני רוצה להתוודות. החלטה לצאת מהממשלה. כי חשבתי, ואני עדיין חושב, ואני עדיין חושב שלא צריך להיכנע לאנרכיסטים.
Good afternoon, everyone. Right before I came out, we heard from the Prime Minister of Israel. I do have a couple of things to say about his remarks. So we welcome this announcement as an opportunity to create additional time and space for compromise. Compromise is precisely what we have been calling for. And we continue to strongly urge Israeli leaders to find a compromise as soon as possible. Democratic societies are strengthened by checks and balances, and fundamental changes to a democratic system should be pursued with the broadest possible base of popular support. U.S. support for Israeli security and democracy remains ironclad. That is continuing to be the case, but we will always have those honest and frank conversation with our partners, with our friends as well. Of that conversation, and you saw a statement from our NSC spokesperson.